You know, wrestling fans, strap yourselves in. Get yourself something cold to drink and strap yourselves in for this SmackDown review. This SmackDown had some ups and downs. Ups and downs. It wasn't a complete horrible SmackDown tonight. It wasn't. But it wasn't the best show in the world, and we're going to dive into why. Okay, wrestling fans. WWE promoting Backlash even on the cover. That is the greatest wrestling match, Backlash. That is how they are covering Backlash now on the cover of it. That plus AJ Styles being officially moved to SmackDown, and just who might face Asuka at Backlash. We're going to cover that as well. Why am I covering it right here on SmackDown instead of Monday Night Raw? Well, WWE decided to promote the matchup to determine who will face Asuka at Backlash tonight on SmackDown. All that plus so much more we're going to be discussing right here today on this review. Before we do that, everybody do your part by becoming a subscriber. Leave me a big thumbs up if you enjoy any part about this review. And make sure you leave me a comment down below. It is appreciated. Now, let's dive into this SmackDown because there is so much to cover. First things first, AJ Styles officially moved over from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown. We all know why. Ratings and SmackDown is prime time for WWE. It is on Fox. It is a prime time show. You have to have your big names on Fox to boost the ratings up. And it's another way to dance around this 4 times out of the year situation of killing the brand split garbage that WWE is trying to pull with the wrestling fans, you know, trying to boost up ratings. That's their way of dealing with it with AJ Styles. Just moving him from Raw to SmackDown. Alright, wrestling fans. Now, by doing that, a few things come to mind in my eyes. Are they actually going to put the IC strap on AJ Styles? You see, now with him being on SmackDown, are they going to go full-blown putting the IC strap on him and giving him the only title that he has not held in the WWE? Singles. Okay, singles title in the WWE. Alright? Or are they going to have him lose in the finals and go after the Money in the Bank briefcase, which I don't think Otis will be successful with, and Mandy Rose somehow just dump Otis and AJ Styles slither in and take that Money in the Bank briefcase from Otis? Kind of remains to be seen, especially since AJ Styles is on the same brand. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. But I think that's 2 roads that WWE could go down. I'd be fine with either one of them, especially since he's on the same show right now. One thing I found that was interesting tonight is that Jeff Hardy and Daniel Bryan are facing each other next week. 2 baby faces, okay? 2 baby faces facing each other. Not used to WWE doing that. Should be a really good contest. Either way WWE goes down this road, whether it's Daniel Bryan that wins or Jeff Hardy that wins, I really think that Daniel Bryan will. IC Championship Finals at Backlash should be the main event. That should be the main event. Not the greatest wrestling match of all time. I know Edge and Randy Orton is going to be something that everybody's looking forward to. But let's just face it, okay? Will that end up being the match that everybody talks about at the end of the night? In the best positive light? No. It won't be. Will it be Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre? No. Will it be the handicap matchup? Braun Strowman versus Miz and John Morrison? Absolutely not. Chances are, and I'm going to dive more into it in just a little bit, it will be Bray Wyatt interfering in it, and we'll have a disqualification. Or he'll interfere in it after Braun Strowman wins. So why don't you put the IC Championship matchup last and gives the fans a matchup when the show is going off the air, a real high, a big, awesome contest that the fans are real excited about. Okay, on TV. That would be great. Have something that people are tweeting good stuff about, not garbage. That's what I would do. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Now, let's move on to what's going to happen this Monday. Because WWE announced the number one contenders matchup for Asuka's Raw Women's Championship. And I couldn't be any more disappointed than you all are. Okay? I couldn't be any more disappointed. Now, I don't know how much you all pay attention to commercials or that kind of stuff, but I did pay attention to this ad. WWE promoted that on Monday we're going to see Charlotte versus Natalya versus Nia Jax, in which the winner will become the number one contender for Asuka's Raw Women's Championship at Backlash. And as painfully as I'm sitting here right now saying it, as painfully as I'm saying it right now, the only one that makes sense out of all of it is Nia Jax. Because of the story that they were telling last week. Charlotte's the NXT champion. Why is she in the matchup on Monday? Why is Charlotte in that matchup on Monday? Why? Why is Natalya in that match on Monday? She's had losses. She should be in the back of the line. Why don't you put Liv Morgan in that matchup? Give her some TV time. Someone else. For that matter, you've been giving Dana Brooke wins. Why don't you put Dana Brooke in that? Have Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and Liv Morgan if you're going to do something of that nature. Put them in it. You know, who cares? No one cares about this match anyway. Do something that makes sense. Now I understand you're trying to give ratings and that kind of stuff. Hey, look. If you're not going to put those two women in it, then put Shayna Baszler in it. Give her that opportunity. Okay? Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and you could put Liv Morgan in it, or you could put like Dana Brooke or someone like that who's been getting victories. Okay? And if you want to protect Shayna Baszler from the matchup, then you could have the third person that you put in it take the pinfall, not Shayna Baszler. You don't have to have Charlotte on every single show every single week. And you don't have to have Natalya there to take the pinfall. You don't have to. I mean, that's all she's there for. This is SmackDown, and I'm complaining about Monday Night Raw for this coming Monday. It makes absolutely zero sense, the three women that you put in that match to determine who's going to face Asuka. It makes zero sense. None. Absolutely none. Outside of Nia Jax. And nobody wants to see that matchup. We're just forced to see it because of the rivalry you already started. Technically, you could have just started building towards the matchup based off what you started last Monday, and you didn't even have to have this matchup. You didn't. You could have just kept on building and building and building the rivalry. But what do I know? Right? I've just been watching wrestling practically my entire life. Moving on. We got Bayley versus Charlotte. Wow, I'm talking about Charlotte again, right, guys? I'm talking about Charlotte again. This was okay. She didn't win. She got protected, because Bayley used the ropes, but she didn't win. Now, it was a good thing she didn't win tonight. Bayley did not need to take a pinfall tonight. She did not. Okay? Same time, Charlotte didn't need to get a clean 1, 2, 3 pin either, even though it wouldn't have hurt her. A clean 1, 2, 3 would not have hurt Charlotte in this situation. It wouldn't have. Charlotte, as much as WWE uses Charlotte, one pinfall, one clean pinfall, she bounces those off like ping pong balls, okay? But anyway, fact is, it was an alright contest. Whatever. One thing that really is striking me about SmackDown is the fact that WWE really just does not care about Braun Strowman's Universal title reign. I mean, they just don't. And this is the year of handicap matches. We saw a handicap match. I think it was on our way to WrestleMania. We saw a handicap match for the IC Championship. And that's when Sami Zayn won the IC strap. Now we're seeing an IC. Now we're seeing a Universal Championship matchup, handicap wise. Braun Strowman's going to win this one, either by disqualification or he's going to win clean 1, 2, 3. And then Bray Wyatt's going to interfere, or some type of something like that, or that Friday he'll start his rivalry, something. But when you look at what they're doing with Braun Strowman since coming out of WrestleMania, they don't care about his title reign. He's faced Bray Wyatt, actual Bray Wyatt that gets beat up every time he and loses every time he plays himself. Now he's facing Miz and Morrison, who he is absolutely just crumbled and ripped apart and destroyed, just like he did the Bar on the way to WrestleMania 34. And then he did at WrestleMania 34 for the Tag Team Championship with, I think the kid's name was Nicholas, and won the tag titles. And I think that's what we're going to see, something similar here. So, I mean, it's just dumb. It's dumb. A really good thing that came out of SmackDown tonight, though, was the fact that Sonya and Dolph Ziggler picked up a victory. Some of you might ask why, because some of you might say, well, don't you think that Otis should have got a victory, continue on, and keep pushing, since how he has Money in the Bank? No. You're in a rivalry. I mean, how many times can you just continue to stomp and bury your opponent? Now, I'm not saying have 50-50 bookings every single week, but you gotta have some back and forth every once in a while. If you don't, then the person he's going up against, then they're useless. It's meaningless. It's like he's just facing jobbers. Sonya and Dolph Ziggler had to win this. We all know they're going to face each other sooner or later again. This isn't over. So, they'll probably face each other again at Backlash or something like that. So, I mean, who cares? I'm glad Dolph Ziggler and Sonya Deville picked up the victory. You're not burying talent here. Good job on WWE's part. But that was SmackDown. I know it sounds like I've come on here and ripped it to shreds, but that was SmackDown. Not a whole lot happened, right? They had the dirt sheet come out. They had the dirt sheet. Miz and Morrison made fun of Braun Strowman. Then they got beat up and all that stuff. IC Championship tournament. They had Otis and Mandy Rose take on Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler. That was about it. That was about it. Main event. We saw Jeff Hardy defeat Sheamus. Rivalry is going to pick up after Backlash. Believe me, that is not over by a long shot. It is not over. Could pick up next week. Sheamus could cost Jeff Hardy the match next week, and Daniel Bryan continue on to the finals. But I still say the IC Championship match should close Backlash. That's just me. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe. Do everything that I mentioned. Sunday, I will be here reviewing The Undertaker Last Ride, Chapter 3. Do believe it's called The End of an Era. So that should be interesting. Can't wait to see it. But tune in for that. Go back and watch anything you missed. And until I see you again, this is Webby. And I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.